One, two, three. One. Hello, Graham. We're now online.
Привет!
Привет. How are you?
Привет! 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 Спасибо большое! I've learned some Russian since I last met you.
Yeah. So I haven't seen you for I don't remember.
Too long.
Too long. Anyway, for the listeners, for the people who are watching our kitchens, it's today. It's not my kitchen. It's my good friend's kitchen. We're gonna have a barbecue party after interview, but it's always nice to talk with my old friend and Graham. By the way, you was my first international booking, which I did in for Murmansk, and I started with you as a booker. So many thanks for that. How are you?
I'm good, and of course I remember that really well. In fact, that first Murmansk gig, I think. Oh, okay. I got my dolly. Look, one of my little souvenirs from Moscow, and of course to drink the ale out of. I'm pretty sure that first time in Murmansk was right in the middle of winter, and I remember I landed in Moscow. In Moscow, and the snow was like so high, and then we took a prop, and the plane. This was like pre-Aeroflot when they upgraded all their planes. In England we always called Aeroflot Aeroflop because the planes flop. And this plane, it had propellers, it had ashtrays still in the seats. It must have been built, I don't know, 1952 or something. And I'm thinking, how the fuck is this going to get off the ground? And when we landed in Murmansk, the snow was like, wow. And but it was a great gig. It was, and God, we had a ball that night, didn't we?
It was a birthday party of Magnet Hall.
That's right. It was and I had the hots for the owner. Do you remember? Victoria. And also for Maria, one of the dancers there. But nothing ever happened. We never had sex.
But do you remember that you forgot your luggage, or you lost your luggage?
On that trip? Did I really?
On the first trip, he was flying he was flying the day before, and your luggage didn't come.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, my worst flight memory of playing. You booked me. I mean, I went into my safe and I dug out like my 4 old passports, and they've got all, because of course, you know, in England we still have this company called Real Russia Limited, and you pay them, I don't know, it's like £100, so that's like but it used to be like 5,000 rubles, something like that. And
now it's nearly 9,000.
Oh wow! And so they would do all the stamps of all the cities you could go to. But my worst, there were 2 actually bad flight nightmares. Once when I was staying, I know, about an hour and a half south of Moscow. I can't remember which airport, but whichever the one south of Moscow is. And the taxi driver was late picking me up. He didn't know the way to the airport. And we were like 10 minutes before departure. And we arrived at the airport, and I'm screaming at this guy because I couldn't miss the flight. And you know, in every airport, so you have your drop-off lane, your taxi lane, and your emergency services lane, which is the one nearest to the entrance to the airport. Yeah. He smashed through the barriers of the emergency. All the armed guys came with their rifles on. Tourist, and I ran into the airport. And I said, sorry, I'm late. Taxi driver couldn't find the airport. and they were awesome, Aeroflot. They said, Graham, no worries. And it was the other side of the airport, and they called the special bus for me. They checked me in. I was only hand luggage, and it was 15 minutes to get around the other side. So now I'd already held the flight up by like 20 minutes. And I walked on board, went, sorry, I'm late. Not my fault. Not my fault. And then the other time was, you'll remember this. I made the flight out of whatever city you had booked me in. It was a stupid early flight in the morning back to Moscow on the Saturday morning to make my connection for the Saturday night. And I'm sitting there. I was on time. I checked in. I had check-in bag, and I'm looking at the board, and it was and I knew what it was with. What's your S Airlines? Yes, S
Airlines, S7 Airlines.
Yes, then. And I can see my flight number. I never saw my flight number. I saw the board, and then when I'm sitting there and I'm looking, and of course I'm a little bit drunk because people kept buying me these grams of vodka. And of course, pre-going to Russia, I never knew what a gram of vodka was. I knew what a gram of the other stuff was, but not of vodka. And so I was a little bit hungover. And then it was like 30 minutes after the flight should have left, and I went to the desk and I said, "Where's my flight?" She said, "Oh, it left half an hour ago." But it was because it was a code share, and every time I looked at the screen, I only saw the other number, and I had to wait there. You remember? I was calling you, and I had to wait there 12 hours on the most scorching summer day to wait for the next flight back to wherever the fuck I was going to play. Hey ho.
So what was your favorite city? Do you remember any?
Here's the funny thing. So I've got on my PC here. I kind of just bought a new external drive, and I put all my photos and videos, and I've got the ones I've labeled like Ekaterinburg, that festival, and I remember that really well. That was great. That was packed. It was sold out. It was packed. My set time was 2 till 4, and then the next night I was playing in Ibiza. So literally, as soon as I finished playing, back to the hotel, shower, driven to the airport. That was a great gig. Of course, Murmansk was fun times. Rostov-on-Don, you put me in. Tyumen, you put me in. You put Nizhny Novgorod, I played. Tver, I played. It's hard to say. It's hard to say the best one.
I think
a couple were.
I think the best one, the best one is Party when you played on my wedding.
Oh my God! Oh well, that was the year. That was the year that Moscow had the hottest summer on record, plus 40. There were fires all around the city. You couldn't see shit. It was like being in a cloud. And we were on the boat, and your auntie fancied me. That was fun.
Yeah,
that was a good. And the night before when we was it Silver Forest we went to? Was it Silver Forest we camped out in the night or something?
I don't remember.
Oh, you must remember. We all went out. There was Eugene was there. There was like 20 of your friends, and we went out of town. I think it was Silver. It might not have been Silver Forest.
Before the wedding.
What?
You mean before the wedding?
Yes, before the wedding.
Yeah. Well, I think there were like angry guys who were attacking us, trying to attack us or something like that. On that.
Oh yeah, there was. Yeah, but we were all so
drunk. Only
drunk.
sunny day before it again came smoky and stuff. So yeah. Anyway,
it wasn't.
Sorry.
Go on.
Okay.
I was saying it I thought, shall I go start? Stop. and then you go start, stop. Okay, start. It wasn't that bad the night before, but I mean the night of your wedding, Maria looked beautiful. By the way, I mean it was. I'll remember that day forever. Yeah, the weather was it was terrible. Stop.
Okay, now the question. So I know you for many years, and I booked you when you lived in the UK. Why did you decide to move to Thailand, and why is Thailand?
You know, I pretty much spent doing many things in my life just on a whim. So why did I? Okay, so I had an amazing career. I've been blessed. I mean, I worked hard for it. I think people should always remember that. Yeah, you know, we play all over the world, but you know, there's a price to pay. It takes its toll on your health, on your relationships. But music has been my life since I was like 8 years old, and so I and I didn't get lucky. I worked hard for everything that came, and then for some reason, 2004. Well, Kiss got a new because I used to like have like the second top rated radio show next to Pete Tong in the UK, and a new program controller came into Kiss and pretty much got rid of all the specialist DJs. And at the same time, one of the biggest club nights in the UK, Peach, which used to be at Camden Palace, Camden Palace got sold, and its new owners didn't want this high-profile radio promoted brand in their venue. So I lost two things that were very dear to me and my career within 3 months. And then, and although I was producing, I've never denied this. I mean, now I produce on my own. Now I have my own studio here, and I've learned how to produce. But I used to produce with an engineer, and everything just went to shit. And I woke up one Monday morning and there was an email from a friend of mine, and he said, I've just bought a dive school in Thailand. And I said, whereabouts? And he said, Koh Phangan. And I wrote back, I said, I'd never heard of it. But actually I had heard of it. I didn't realize I was coming here in 2002 with my then girlfriend, now my ex-girlfriend. And in the October, I got a late booking for Pasha to play Pasha in Sharm el Sheikh. And we ended up having a 2-week holiday, but we booked Koh Phangan to come in the middle of Jan. And we were there on the December 26th, we woke up and we read about the terrible tsunami that happened here. And so we cancelled the holiday. So then I realized, oh yeah, I had heard of it. So basically I just wrote back to this friend, his name's Alex, he owns Sail Rock Divers in Charlotte Lam. It's about 15 minutes from my villa. And I just wrote back and I said, what can X buy me? And X wasn't a big sum. It was like 150,000 English, because I've been married 3 times, and it was literally what I could walk away with. Don't get married. They take all your money. And it was what I could walk away from England with. And so he said, it can buy you paradise. So in November of that year, I got a gig in Pattaya, which is near Bangkok. So I live on this island. So for Russian people, if you imagine the Balearic, so imagine Mallorca, Ibiza, Menorca, they're in a trilogy of islands in the Balearic Islands. I'm in a trilogy of islands in the Gulf of Thailand. So we have Samui, which is like Mallorca. We have Koh Phangan, which is like Ibiza. Like we're the party island. And we have Koh Tao, which is a smaller island like that. So I got a gig in Pattaya, which is near Bangkok, and then the following week a gig in Bangkok. So I came to look at what paradise was like. And first of all, I landed on Samui, and I thought, this isn't paradise. It's like traffic and ugh. And then I got the boat. It's like 30 minutes on the boat from Samui to Phangan. Alex picked me up and we drove to the north of the island, and it's just monkeys. Not monkeys now, actually, but there were monkeys. A traffic jam was one car in front of you. And I just thought, you know what? I worked my arse off my whole frigging life. And I'd locked down as residencies the gig in Bangkok and Pattaya. They said, yeah, if you move here, you can every month. So the money worked out. And I went back home in end of November. I went into the estate agent and I said, I want to put my house on the market. And she said, Graham, it's like 3 weeks before Christmas, 2 weeks before Christmas. Don't even think about it. And I sold it in 3 days. So it was kind of karma. And then I moved here in April. And it's pretty good. I mean, it's hard. This Thai government are making it harder. They keep changing the rules for work permits, for non-B visa, which is the work visa. They don't change it just going forward. They change it, but even the people like me who have been legal for 11 years, they're just making it harder. So it is getting harder, but we have an amazing scene on this island. And for sure, it opened my eyes musically. I think one of the nails in my career coffin was not well, I knew, I was going to Bedrock once a month when Digweed run it at Heaven, doing my 2 pills, fucking loving the music, finding the music, and then playing it in my gigs at God's Kitchen or Gatecrash or whatever. And of course, he was, it was 132, 133 BPM progressive house. And of course, I was playing trance clubs, 138, 140. So maybe that was but when it all went Pete Tong, I never thought about why did it go Pete Tong. I need to go back to what I fell in love with, and which was house music originally before trance. So, so it was all very random. It was an email from a guy. I've just bought a dive school in Thailand. And that's why, if I had thought about it, would I have come? Don't know. Yeah, shut up, whoever's in the background.
Yeah,
Graham's talking.
It's kids. It's kids, yeah. Because we have like a family evening. But are you happy?
Yeah. I mean, I'm super happy with my work. I've just signed 2 tracks to Lonya's Asymmetric, which came out 2 weeks ago. One was my work, and the other was a collaboration with a Russian DJ called Smotarev, who I absolutely adore. He's amazing. He's as lovely as you are. He's very talented, and it was his hookup. And I've just signed 2 solo productions and a collaboration with a guy called Jordan Bordes, who's American, who lived on the island for a while. I've just signed those to Ballroom Records in Berlin. Work is good, even during this COVID. Kept really busy doing live streams and stuff, and actually kind of made me realize that I still mean something to people. You kind of can move to this in the middle of I live in the middle of bumfuck nowhere, right? Yeah. But I realized that I'd still mean something to people. So yeah, I'm happy. I mean, the only thing I'm not happy about is I'm single.
You have an amazing villa. You have an amazing places for sunset, which you can watch every day. This is kind of keen. And is nightlife on Copenhagen big before the COVID?
Yeah, well, this is why I did the likeness to the Balearics, to Mallorca and Ibiza, because we are Southeast Asia's Ibiza, but we don't have a passion, we don't have a high, we don't have an amnesia, but we have a DC-10, we have an underground, we have some really cool parties. And I say, musically, living here, I think it's made me musically the best I ever. I'm not 25, right? So I've been through a lot of the genres, and to quote LTJ Bookham, musically everything for me was a logical progression. Like, everything was a logical progression. Discovering disco, discovering house, out of being a soul boy, playing black music, because I was playing a black club in London called Gulliver's, and we were a soul club, and then 10 City came along with Byron Singerly, and and 10 City are out of Chicago, and although I wasn't playing Chicago house, I was playing soulful Chicago house, and so house became a logical progression, and but here, yeah, there's a lot of really, really good DJs on this island, a lot. I would say there's 20 resident DJs. And then, of course, in our high season, which is January, February, March, we get the internationals. And yet, you have to still be spending your 2-3 hours a day finding your new music, putting it in record box, putting your hot cues, listening, making sure you got the genres right, making sure you got your energy levels right. So when you go out play, you deliver the journey, you deliver the set. And the scene here is actually incredible. And a lot of people say, we don't have the sellout, we don't have the commercialism that you have in Ibiza. We have the full moon party, which is like once a month. And, it's basically 16 to 20-year-olds who come and want to listen to EDM, but there's a couple of cool bars like Moon House, which is one, and Lagom, who play really good music. But for the other 30,000 people that go there, it's all about EDM. But they don't play a part in our parties. There's a party, pre-COVID, there's a party every night of the week here. It's a very good scene.
Is it allowed now to make parties in Thailand now? Or everything is closed?
No, still closed. Funny enough, I just went for dinner with some friends of mine over right now. Staying in my villa is a really good Irish DJ, Dara Casey, who was resident at Loyle, one of the best parties here. He came back in January and couldn't leave. Had dinner with Luna Summer. She's from the Ukraine, and she was. So when COVID hit, we started this a month ago. Kopangan Dance Community. It's on it. You can find it on our Facebook. So we're doing these 12-hour live streams, and we do it actually from here. So this is.
Yeah, this is your stream. I saw it on your streams. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is like the studio, and this is where I'm sitting, and Luna is an amazing DJ. She's like 28. She's absolutely drop dead gorgeous. So I just went out for dinner with them, and I forgot what your question was.
About the scene. Well, everything is closed. So even.
Yes.
So you can't at the moment.
Yes. So everything's closed. And I said at dinner, we've kind of been quite lucky here. When I talked to my friends in England about the lockdown, they were never allowed out. We only had a lockdown at night time from 10 till 4, which is now reduced to 11 p.m. to 3 a.m. We were allowed out in the day. Of course, you have to put this on when you go into 7-Eleven. And you have to clean your hands and sign the book. But I said, we've actually been so lucky because we could go to the beach, we could go out in the day. And I think there were only actually 2 cases here on Kopangan of people that actually had COVID. And I'm lucky. I have a pool in the villa. My villa has a pool, and I have a roof terrace for the sunsets. But obviously the no parties, like yourself, when you don't go play, you don't earn money. And that's been a little bit difficult. So now we have all these things here on the island where literally if you have no money, you can go and get free food. There's 5 or 6 places. The Kopangan dance community that I'm involved in, we raise money. So we raised about £2,000 English, and that's being donated to the people who, because obviously, we're a tourist island, and a lot of people lost their jobs. A lot of people A lot of the resorts couldn't afford to keep the staff on, but the staff couldn't go back because a lot of Burmese, a lot of people from Myanmar here, and so this money is going to help them. We're kind of expecting end of August, I think. End of August, the parties will start again.
Yeah, but now you're just streaming for free, or you just put something like donation link or something like that.
I actually, I actually only found out about the donation link because so I do, I do the weekly show Estela Musica. So I've started to record, to do that live. I do that GMT +6 every Tuesday. So 6 p.m. in Thailand, 2 o'clock in Moscow. And it's only an hour show. And then a couple of weeks ago, I started doing a Saturday night 6-hour live stream with another DJ on the island. And it was only when, so my son is Ben Gold.
Yes.
He's my son,
Yes,
and he's like world famous superstar DJ now. And he did a 10-hour stream the other week, and he did a classics one, and then he did a producer set, and he's got a donate link, and he made like €500, but I kind of have a problem with this, Alexey, because do you remember like a couple of months ago there was all that hoo-ha of, I don't know the names that were involved, but they were going, please give us money, we have to pay our tour managers, and these are the DJs that were charging.
That's the video was made by John Askew.
Yes, Askew, good old, I love it. Although I should hate Askew because he took over my radio show on Kiss. But I have to say, actually, when they dropped me on the Monday when I went in for the meeting, John called me Monday night and said, Graham, I don't know what to do. Kiss have just offered me your show. What shall I do? And I said, John, the program controllers asked all the people currently, please take it, because I have massive respect for John. And if you don't take it, John, someone else is going to take it. So please, you take it. But yeah, but that thing, these DJs, I mean, I'm not saying it's like Mike Dimitri Vegas, and I'm not saying it's Tiesto, and whoever it was. They're making $300,000, $500,000 for 1 hour, a pre-planned fucking set, and they want money to pay their tour managers. Get a life. They got more money than you and me will ever. It's obscene amounts of money. In my heyday, it was £1,000 a gig, and I think I was worth that. But $300,000, $500,000, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Don't beg for money for your fucking tour managers. Come on.
So, are you okay anyway with the donation stuff?
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a please donate. I am going to buy you a coffee, though, because I saw on your thing, please buy Alexey a coffee. So I'm going to donate like 10 rubles to buy you a coffee.
You can't, it's a good thing. I never told that. I just, when it started, I just decided to find a service, which is really nice. And I decided I will put it under my show. Anyway, I'm not asking anything to do. And I've got about 80 or 90 coffees for that period. People just send it.
You'll be awake for a month. You'll be going to sleep like this. Oh, more caffeine, more caffeine.
No. You know, I'm a coffee lover. Every day of my
Me
life,
too.
I start with a cup of coffee, so it's fine. And anyway,
Yeah, me too.
it's a fully respect, because the interesting thing which I didn't know before I started doing this, I can't even imagine how many good people and who are listening my radio show around the world. There are lots of, and they all write all the feedbacks because they some guys live in states in Canada. I can't go to Canada at the moment. I had a plan to fly to Canada for a tour, but anyway, we have like Russia and Canada has not really good relationships, and it's really hard to get a visa. But
Oh,
yeah, so it's, I mean, that's a good thing for future because it's not only listen for example for you you buy some of music you play, you waste your time preparing, put into a record box and stuff. You're doing your job. That's a good thing to be, maybe to make a coffee anyway. Coffee is the start of your day, my friend.
yeah. I wake up. I mean, for my sins. Well, okay. Well, now let's talk about whereabouts in Canada, Alexei.
Sorry.
What city in in
Vancouver.
Canada? Oh, next to, if I was to list my three favorite places in the world, I know I've got to include Russia in this. So I'm at four. My three favorite places in the world to play: Israel, because they don't give a shit about the drugs. It's just they're more interested in the terrorism. And when people go party, they go party. And there's a club, used to be in Jerusalem, and now they're in Tel Aviv. It's called Oman 17. Fuck, some amazing memories of there. Obviously London, Camden Palace, now Coco. But Vancouver, I did a Canada Day party there, and it was absolutely, it was a place called the Plaza of Nations. It's not there now. And the reason I love Vancouver, especially actually now with all this, I mean, we're in the middle of, or hopefully coming towards the end of COVID, but now we're in like a kind of race war because of what happened in Minneapolis. And when I say race war, be careful with my choice of words. But what I loved about Vancouver, and it's also like this in Auckland, is that like racism doesn't exist. You see Asian girls with white boys, white girls with Asian boys, and no one said it's, you don't bat. It's normal. It's amazing. And and Vancouver in the summer. Wow, you stand in Grouse Mountain, you look over Vancouver Island. It's so laid back. It's a great place to play. So I really hope that works out for you, and you get to go there, because you will love it.
For example, for me, one of the beautiful cities what I seen in my life is Amsterdam. It's beautiful, Amsterdam, and Cape Town.
And I played Cape Town. The Peter White. There was a guy called Peter White. He used to be the biggest promoter in Cape Town. This is like going back 20 years, and his parties were called Mother. I actually never played for him, but I toured South Africa six times with a guy called Derek the Bandit, who had the dance show on 5FM. So we did Joburg, Durban, Cape Town. But you asked me a question, and I said I just wanted to talk about Vancouver. And before I answered your question,
your stories are so long and so great that I forgot the question.
I'm sorry. Please forgive me.
No worries. Listen, one question about Kopangan as well. So on that times when I was in your guest house, you didn't build the villa on that time. So it wasn't so popular for Russians and for Russian DJs and for all the communities. What's happening now? There are lots of, because for many of the clubbers, even for Moscow, it's like a dream to be like a Kopangan community. What do you think about this?
living here is like living in Moscow. I had
Why?
in the last 5 years, we call it the Russian invasion. I actually just had a go. Well, no, we finished. Wow, 2 years ago. I had a Russian girlfriend for 5 years, Sasha,
Yeah.
and oh, you met her when we were in Moscow.
Yeah, yeah.
We came to your house.
We had a
Yeah,
dinner all together.
yeah. We got absolutely shit-faced drunk, didn't we? Fuck. You called us a taxi. Luckily, you didn't make us take it's the green line. It used to be the green line. I think we would have had to have got a track. No, it's great because, hey, listen, the the girls are to die for. But and you know, Sasha, my ex, yeah, she was special. She wasn't, you know, like the others. But she also she was gorgeous and lovely, but we didn't work. We weren't compatible.
Yeah, but the question was
But you
about
know, I've
Russian.
learned.
The question was about
Huh?
Russian. The question was about Russian community in Kopangan.
I know. Oh yes. Sorry. Yeah, I mean, they go to all the parties. I just they go to all the parties. They integrate. Most of them speak English. I mean, yeah, we have we have some great Russian DJs. Vakubalar Pasha, who just signed track to your Skytop label. Samotarev. Um, oh God, I mustn't forget the other. I've got a Russian DJ guesting with me on my live stream this week. No, it's an awesome community. I mean, you can definitely tell the Russians. You know, if you see them you know, the girls they get all glammed up, and the guys. There's one guy who goes to my gym, and he's absolutely huge, and he sits on the weight, and then he's listening to the music on his phone, and then so you can definitely tell the Russians. But no, we all get on, and we have three DJs here: Peter G, David Chung, and an Acrobat, Johnny Acrobat. He's like the biggest Russian. Well, Vakubalar's big as well. But anyway, Acrobat's in with Chong and Peter, and every summer they go to Russia and they play like pretty much all over the Russian Federation.
Yeah, but I think that they are personally doing this because they are not playing like Kopangan or later Indonesia, Bali, India, Australia, or something like that. They just do like a tourist journey to Kopangan and play there for the parties, and then tell the audience here in Russia that wow, we are so cool in the communities, like kind of funny for me.
Yeah, I'm obviously I have to be very careful what I say, but they're all very good DJs. They're big stars here on Kopangan. But I guess I need to explain to everyone. So I moved to Kopangan because I had my amazing career, and it was amazing. I met you, right, and I played in Murmansk. But no, seriously, it was an amazing career, and it was kind of not coming to an end because I don't know when I'm gonna stop DJing. You know, it's my life. But I'd had my heyday, and then I come across Peter, and Acrobat wasn't here at that time, and David Chong, and they're so happy in their life. They don't want to be like they don't want to go world famous globe trotting. At least I don't think they do. David, for sure, doesn't. He loves his life. You move here, you move to Copenhagen for a way of life, Alexei. And you know, and we make on average between 3,000 and 5,000 baht a gig. Normally 3 to 4,000, which before the ruble crashed was, and this is why I loved coming to Russia once I moved here. One baht was 1 ruble. It was parity. So but if you think now, it's still like 50 pounds, like 60 euros, but it's all relative in our way of life. So, yeah, people come to live here not because they want to be the next Oliver Galetsky or they want to be the next Stan Kolev or Christoph or whoever. It's for a way of life, for, you know, to enjoy the music and enjoy island life.
Yeah, probably you're right. And what do you think? What will be the next? How the COVID pandemic will change electronic music industry? You will be paying for tour managers in future.
Sorry, say again.
How the club life, the nightlife will change after COVID? Are you going to pay your tour managers in future?
I think I always paid you, Alexei. You always, actually, no, not I always paid you. You always took your percentage and then you paid me.
Yeah, so, that's my job.
As is the right thing. I don't know. I mean, the whole COVID thing. So, you know, I wake at 6 o'clock. I go to the gym. I swim in my pool. I do my meditation. Then I work. You know, and it comes to 11 o'clock, and you know, and I'm still working 12 hours a day, 14 hours a day. But it comes to 11 o'clock, and I'm tired. If I had to actually go work and play at 2 o'clock, it would be, fuck, how am I going to do this? But of course you do, because you just want to go work. I mean, everybody on the island, I mean, that's the great thing about the live streams, it connection with your audience. You actually feel, although, you know, I did a 6-hour one yesterday here in my studio with Rob Gritton. Last week I did it with Dara Casey. And you, although there's no one, you've got the screens on, you can see all the feedback, like you said, you know, about your radio show, people are feeding back. And it just makes you feel like you work. So at least you feel like you're working, and that gives you a reason to every day spend your 1 hour, 2 hours on Traxsource, Beatport, whatever it is, doing your promos, finding your new music, so that when it does come back, you're ready to go.
Yeah. So what?
Yeah.
But are you still missing gigs? Because I really miss traveling. Somebody please put me on the plane. I really want to fly. Because I had so many plans for the parties and stuff like that. But now the only one thing you have to do to make interviews with Graham Gold.
Life doesn't get any less worse than that. I mean, hang on, let's think up my my X list, Z list of celebrities. Oh, Graham might do this. No, listen, I don't travel like I used to. I mean, you know, when my career was good, every day in the summer I was getting on a plane, like literally every day getting on a plane going somewhere. Now you're talking about you can't wait to get on a plane. I can't wait to put my headphones in my bag with my flash drives, get on my scooter and drive to the gig. I missed out this year because Easter, we started it in 2014, the beach reunions, and they've sold out every single one. And last year, And when I go back to the UK, last year I was back 3 months, and I sold my diary out for the whole 3 months, and I did Ibiza. And this year we were meant to be back in Ibiza as well, and so there was no Peach, there was no Ibiza, but that's pretty much. Oh, and last year I did Amsterdam and Berlin. So wow, I did 4 cities in 4 weeks. Used to be 4 cities in 4 days. But no, so I think when it comes back, everyone's gonna go a bit mad for a little while when we're allowed to go out. I mean, as I said earlier, you know, we're aware of it on Koh Phangan, and the Thai government, you know, obviously understands, you know, 12% of Thailand's GDP comes from tourism, and they're very desperate to get the tourists back as quick as they can. So they're opening their borders July 1, and already, you know, like 2 weeks ago, our gyms open. We never had 24-hour lockdown. So it hasn't really affected us as much as it has, you know, everywhere else. But for sure, people are missing the parties. And hey, none of us have tour managers. You know, please, can you book me this week in Royal? Please, can I play? I need my 60 euros so I can pay. I don't have rent to pay, but so I can go to Macro and buy some food.
Yeah, I think that's enough. 47 minutes is enough for the great talk online. Let's keep it for the history. In the end of this interview or whatever talk, because for me it's always great to see you, speak with you. What do you want to tell to your audience, who will watch this video later?
I've not even started yet. Was that 47 minutes? It felt like more like 4.7 minutes.
Yeah,
I wanted to tell you a funny story.
Sure.
About a month ago, I got hit up on Instagram by this girl, I don't know how you say her name, K-S-E-N-I, Kesnia. And you know,
Ksenia.
Oh, Xenia. And she messaged me with this lovely photo. It was one of the gigs you booked me at. And this lovely photo of me and her. And I don't know if she's going to watch this or listening to this now. But she hit me up and sent me the photo of us. And wow, she's hot. And they'll remember me. And they drove me to the airport. I mean, again, we didn't have sex or anything like that. Actually, I only ever had sex once with one girl in all the tours you put me on in Russia. And anyway, so we're talking like now. We write a lot. So, Jen, how'd you say her name?
Ksenia.
Xenia, if you're watching this, hi baby, I see you soon on Koh Phangan. Okay. Yeah. Hopefully, at the end of this, you're going to put some of our memory. Oh, come on! You can't finish it yet. We never talked about St. Petersburg.
So that's train, the night train.
The night train, which was like. Okay, so very quickly, and I hope you're not bored, right?
Okay.
I'm not talking to you. Not talking to you, Alexey.
Yeah.
I'm not talking to you, Alexey. I'm talking to your audience. So there's me, Alexey, and Alexey's best friend Eugene, who had a sausage dog called Gaston. And when I used to. Sometimes I used to play Friday, Saturday, Sunday, stay with Eugene in the week, and then Friday, Saturday, play, then go. So we all decided we were going to go to St. Petersburg. It was the middle of the week. And it was white night. It was June 21, June 22.
It was a night
so
train.
we did the night train. If you ever watched From Russia with Love, it was like being on this old train and Alexey, so as you walk into the station, there's like the shops that sell alcohol. And I picked up this cheap bottle of vodka, and Alexey said, but you said, Alexey, we're not drinking that shit. And we smuggled. Apparently, you're not meant to take it on the train. And we smuggled it on the train, and then we did these incredible. As the night went on, or coming into morning, we got more and more drunk. We did these hilarious videos that were so funny. And but the most stupid thing was when we arrived at St. Petersburg at 7 in the morning. Alexey hadn't found us anywhere to stay, and he's on the phone, and we're walking around drunk, no sleep from this night train, which you have the lower bunk, top bunk, trying to find somewhere where the fuck we can go to sleep. And then that night we went out and we did the canals in the day, and it was that was we had a great 2 days actually. That was amazing. I just wanted to tell that story, and one day hope that you will find the video, because when my YouTube went down, it was posted on my YouTube channel, which is Graham Gold, by the way.
I will try to find it. It's on my vk.com page. Somewhere its video is. I will send it over to you.
What?
I think I have in my social media accounts, in Russian Facebook. I think I have that video still.
Oh yeah, why is that Russian? Why is the Russian Facebook? What's it called?
VKontakte.
VKontakte. Contactor, yeah. Because after the first time, I had a contactor account. Yeah, I used to have a contactor. But if you want to know a bit more about me, if you kind of enjoyed this conversation and you want to hear my music, mixcloud.com/Graham Gold, soundcloud.com/DJ Graham Gold, YouTube.com/Graham Gold, and then all the streams live on Twitch at DJ Graham Gold 1, because someone fucking took Graham Gold and DJ Graham Gold. And so I had to have DJ Graham Gold 1. And I don't know who that is. Fuck you, motherfucker! Okay.
It was.
Okay, I'm done now. I'm done now. I'm done now.
I think we should continue with these talks maybe in next month or something like that, because.
I'd love to.
Yeah, kitchen talk is always great. Okay, Graham. Many thanks for all these stories. Many thanks for the start. We will call you later when Maria will come. We'll call you in Zoom. Okay.
Okay, I'd love to see. I'd love to see the 6-year-old. I want to see Eugene say hi. So, spasibo большое. Thank you for having me, and I wish you lots of luck with. Well, we love each other from fucking 20 years ago. So,
thank you for.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Cheers, my.
Ciao, ciao.